Good morning, good morning. Good morning, all my social media watchers. This is Ricardoshark. I'm the Chief Executive Officer of the Gracegroup Consortium, and we destigmatize mental health, and also we serve as consultants to individuals who are having problems because they have mental health issues. Whether it's with the police, housing, the courts, we consult individuals and we stand in the gap for those who have mental health issues. I'm going to make this one quick. I shot a video earlier and it didn't take for some reason, and I want to go over this again. Let me do a disclaimer. I'm going to be talking about general anxiety disorder, right? But I'm not a professional. I'm an instructor under the National Council for Behavioral Health, okay? And I'll put the link down there so you can reach out to them. We'll talk about general anxiety disorder. So general anxiety disorder, unlike regular anxiety, where you have sweaty hands, you're looking for your check, you're meeting a new date, right? And you have butterflies in your stomach and you can still function and it doesn't affect the quality of your life. Well, general anxiety disorder is different. General anxiety disorder is brooding, horrible fear where it overwhelms you. You know what I'm saying? And it does it on a daily basis. It's like a water fountain that just cannot turn off. And the diagnosis, according to the diagnostic manual, right, is that it lasts at least 6 months, right? So the statistical manual. Sorry about that. I'm just getting my head together early in the morning. But the coffee is so good, I'm on point, right? So it has to last at least 6 months, and it interferes with the quality of life. You can't do daily functions when you have general anxiety disorder, okay? So I want to talk about how you recognize any disorder, particularly general anxiety disorder, how you recognize it through signs, and how you recognize it through symptoms. So I got an acronym for signs. The signs is WAR, as in wagon, apple, and run. The W stands for work. If you see an interruption in work, people can't go to work, they get to work, they can't do their work. You know what I'm saying? And just the word work makes people stressed out. That's a sign. Activities, they can't comb their hair, brush their teeth, do laundry, go to the grocery store, get a haircut, get their nails done, get their feet done that they usually do. That's a sign that something may, and I'll use the word may, be wrong. Relationships are. They can't sustain relationships, whether they're on the job, whether they're off the job. They cannot sustain relationships. Okay, so that's the WAR. Those are all signs, things you can see. Let's talk about symptoms. So the acronym for symptoms is BET. B as in boy, E as in Edward, and T as in Tom. Behavior is off. Let me repeat that. B, the behavior is off. So you gotta talk to people, you know what I'm saying? And you can find out during the conversation that something's off. A lot of times you can look at a person, they look okay. Actually, they look excellent, they look real well. But when you start talking, they got a saying, open your mouth and remove all doubt. That's a great saying. You can tell something is off, okay? And there's some other elements of behavior where if they're doing something that they normally do, or they put things away a certain way in the house, but all of a sudden things are out of order, that's behavioral. You know what I'm saying? Or if they're quiet one moment, or they're normally known to be quiet, but all of a sudden they are loud, right? That's behavior, right? So, and then there's E, emotions. Emotional stuff, right? Sometimes there's crying spells, right, when people have general anxiety disorder, right? And also with general anxiety disorder, there's a P. I'm going to put it like, instead of BET, in addition to BET, BPT, physical things, where their stomach is tight. They have gastrointestinal pain, right? Their muscle groups are tight, right? There's physical things. They're agitated, right? They can't stay still. That goes along with general anxiety disorder. And then T, the thoughts. Let's talk about the thoughts they have. Somebody with general anxiety disorder their thoughts are not affirmative thoughts. Their thoughts are surrounded by death, negative things, hopelessness, helplessness, right? Things going wrong all the time. That's their thoughts, right? So those are signs, symptoms. I'm going to go over one thing because the last time I went over 2 issues, it took a while. YouTube didn't take my video for some reason. I don't understand. I'm recording it, and it didn't record it, which I found very strange. So what I'm going to go over is a belief system. The belief system of a person with anxiety, general anxiety disorder. Whatever disorder you have, whatever you have that's in order, you always, and notice I use the word, and I rarely use the word always, you always have a belief system. Whether you know you believe it or not, you believe it. It starts here. So the belief system is surrounded by being a perfectionist. And if you're not a perfectionist, I call it POD, being a perfectionist. And if you're not perfection, if something ain't perfect, you worry about it. There's that anxiety. Or, overly responsible for something. I need to be responsible for this. I gotta be responsible for this. And if you're not responsible, you believe 100%, let me even go more, 110% that it's gonna mess up. And that's connected with worrying. And then the D, the demand for control. You have a serious demand for control. That'll worry the mess out of somebody. Did I exhibit POD? And this is an acronym that I created. Oh boy, did I do that. I loosened up on being a perfectionist, chilled out. With my son, chilled out. Took several steps back. I loosened up on being overly responsible for stuff. Notice I said stuff, right? And then I practically eliminated the demand for control. Let me repeat that last part. That was one of my major issues. I eliminated the demand for control. All right? So, and then the other elements, there's some other components, and I'm going to just briefly go over it. I said I wasn't going to go over it, but, when you're a trainer and you're gifted in training and it's a gift from above, it's a divine gift, you just got to get the information out. So the 2 components I want to go over is overestimating the severity of something. Somebody with general anxiety disorder, if something's going to go wrong, it's not going to just only go wrong. It's going to go wrong big time. Right? Overestimating severity. And play this back. And then the other thing is overestimating the probability of something going wrong. So, not only is there a chance that something may go wrong, a person with general anxiety disorder say it's absolutely, unequivocally, no doubt will go wrong. So that's overestimating the probability. So again, I'm going to put some links on the bottom. I'm again encourage people to donate because this helps out the Gracegroup, Consortium. Any donation is helpful. And if it's not you donating for yourself, you're paying it forward for somebody else. So I'm on PayPal, and I'll put that up. All right? I'm on Zelle. I'll put that up. I'm on Facebook Messenger. I'll put that up. And I think I covered everything. And I'm going to give my business address where you can mail something in. Again, those are the things. And remember, general anxiety disorder is brooding, horrible fear that you can't turn off like a water fountain, and it has to last at least 6 months. So the diagnostic statistical manual number 5, when the professionals ask you, how long have you been worrying? It has to be at least 6 months of consistent everyday worrying. I think I covered everything. Big shout out to the Harlem American. That's Mel Maxey and Dodd and a whole crew of people with designers, wonderful people in Harlem that I support, and a lot of stars around the world support, Japan and everything. I'm glad they took me on their team. All right, so I'm going to close out the Gracegroup Consortium, Destigmatizing Mental Health.